Recording in progress. Now, has anybody got their copy of the book yet? Have you got yours?
Whoa, that looks
Wow,
familiar.
that looks familiar. It certainly does. I haven't started yet, but then got your copy yet? It's cool. Can't wait to get going on that one. Sitting by my desk.
You know, I'm missing a book. Did you import that from me?
He's getting 10% of the royalties.
And I'm
What
just
was
stealing
missing?
the copy. That's what
Sneaky
I'm doing.
Pete. Sneaky Pete.
All right. Yeah. Red Cloud's Inner Teaching arrived the other day. Thank you very much. All right, everybody. I'm seeing you in an hour's time. Take care. I don't know where we're going with this, what we're doing, but don't need to know. All right. during the process of getting the mind out the way, there needs to be a certain removal of the point of concentration. To begin with, as happened today and is still occurring as we speak, you will notice that we are gaining more control as the conversation goes on. The process was the medium's mind began to concentrate and to wander with thoughts, and he let go of the need to blend, the need to get out of the way. And as a consequence, then, we needed to put him on track and to concentrate on the blending and not the thought. That is why the slight stumbling over speech as we gathered and gained full control of the mind. It is all too often, not just within your spiritual practice and your act of connecting to spirit, that the process that you use becomes too routine and just gets accepted. Even with an immense amount of experience, there are times when it needs to be brought back into the way it should be, and not just taken for granted. So the mind of the medium here started to think of thoughts and follow thoughts, and wouldn't reveal us sitting underneath the thoughts until his concentration was put back into place. And then the mind wanted to jump in again and again, but was put to bed. And here we are now. Now we've undertaken a series of 3 talks. The first one was about the positive aspects that you can experience during your awakening to spirit. The second talk was some of the negative aspects, so roughly 10 of each. Of course, there are others, and there are degrees of each one. And these can be rather intimidating for some. So in a moment, as was requested last week, if you've had various spiritual awakening experiences that you wish to get clarification on, it'll be your time in a moment to ask the question. But first we must spend our time with a list of those requiring healing. And I ask you once more to place your attention on each name as this is read. Where your attention goes, so does your energy. So by listening with awareness, then the energy will naturally flow to the names. By also making sure your heart is open, then the energy will flow with a slight touch of love. But all names will be held within the heart of the Creator. So, if you do not mind, Brand, May I have the names, please?
Yes, and I apologize ahead of time for any mispronunciations. Roz, Teresa Neal, Kelsey, Josie Brungs, Adie Young, Anders and Madeline Cameborn, Lisette, Moa, Kiki, John and Lori Mans, Sonia, Paya, Gino, Kevin, Vincent, Mary Ann Ruzi, Terry, Elia, William, Matt, Aaron, Carrie and Lynn Balding, Emily and Wendy Anisich, Neil and Raylene Parsons, Joshua, Megan, Lachlan, and Sammy French, Helen, Jean and Robert Dermont, Brian and Kerry, Loretta, Michelle, and Francis Caputo, Ariel, Teresa, and Ed, and Kiko. Thank you.
Hmm. Hmm. So let us continue with our conversation. So we ask for anyone that may have a spiritual experience that they are unsure about, that they would like clarity on. And also, if you so inclined, if you prefer a particular personality to answer your question, then we may oblige as best as possible. Is there anyone that has a question?
Yes, while I wait for someone to have a question, I did want to point out that Angelina, she wanted to mention to you, every time before meditation, especially within the last 2 years, she's had an immense energy that she's been feeling. It feels kind of like a spotlight. It's pretty powerful. It feels like it's within her body, but she can't hold it for too long, but she's learning to manage it. She doesn't feel that it's within her aura, but it envelopes her. She calls this the energy of the truth. And this energy feels like it's made in an awareness, a presence towards her, as if it's saying, I have come. Thank you.
And you said this was Angelina, I believe.
Yes.
Now, Angelina, you would understand in a recent discussion, a recent group, we spoke about walking through a cave. And it was mentioned by I and by another personality in the discussions. Now, walking through this cave means there is light at the end of the tunnel. The cave, of course, is dark and it leads to challenges. As was said in the talk, the cave is designed for you to let go. Let go of that which does not serve you. I'm sure you understand that phrase. But within the cave, there is a light, and the light of truth is a perfect name. Because as you go through the cave and out the other side, then you do embody the truth. And embodying the truth means that the light is both within you and, in fact, gets embodied by you, and you become the light. So your challenge is the expression of this light when you get there. The process is between now and then more letting go. More letting go of the things which does not serve you, that which you know that you are not, and that grief and pain which is held. This must be let go. You will not embody the light and be the light until this is done. The dark is meant to emphasize the light in this analogy. This is where you are going. That intensity that has been mentioned is so strong because you are so strong. You have been mentioned about being the light before. And the intensity means that you will shine this to embody your truth, to be the truth for those around you. Now this, I hope, makes perfect sense, as your visions have always been about a cave and always about worshipping those within the cave. Again, the word worshipping is not correct. Now, this is putting, let us say, responsibility onto others, not embodying and believing your own truth. You would know when I say your beings within the cave have changed in number. And this, of course, is you letting go of those people, those who you think are the masters, for you to understand that you are the master. You were asked or suggested to write a book. And I believe now you have a few pages. You need to embody this truth. There is a little bit more to let go for you to walk out of the cave and be the light. The intensity you feel is your truth. It is you. You can let go of those who you thought guided you, who helped you, for you to become them and them to become you. You will walk out of the cave with the knowing of unity. You walked into the cave with the feeling of separation. You need to let go of 3 people. Not that you forgive or forget, but rather that you become them. And your forgiveness then will be assured. The masters that you seek, you will become if you do this process. Now, perhaps the others listening to this will not understand that. It is not aimed at anybody else but Angelina. Others experiencing the light may get a different answer. This answer was for her. Is there another question or a desire for clarity?
Yes, we have a question from Melada.
Hi, Ignatius. I wanted to ask you about the masks that are appearing over my face during blending that are becoming stronger and more fully covering my face.
My dear, within you also is the development of great energy. There is the development of energy for you to express and to become the personality of others. For you to realize that the others are within you also. You know of the wise ones that speak, and you know the wise ones that are within you that do not speak. You know of the words, you know of the feelings, and you know of the inner knowledge. That inner knowledge is what you should embody. And sometimes with some, they like to hide behind a mask so that they can express more fully the knowledge that they feel, and the knowledge that needs to be taught, and the knowledge that needs to be given to others. It is the application of knowledge that changes knowledge into wisdom. Knowledge is in fact just fact. Wisdom is the living of that fact. There are those with you which already express the knowledge and do so in wise ways. There are yet others to come through you. There are others which will show themselves to the world in greater degree. Your role, your job, the way you should continue to walk your path is the path of faith. The path of faith that what is occurring with you and through you and around you is the path that must be done. If you concentrate too much on this energy, then you will not fully merge with it. Advice was given to another here regarding the joy and love that can be felt with namitta. The advice was given to just love the blue light. Do not become it, do not try to hold it, but love it. And this is what you need to do also. If you put any faith in terms of you being that ascended master, that famous person, that character from old, then your ego will attach to it. Let it be. Let it be done. Let the knowledge become wisdom. Let it guide others. The masks will pick up in intensity and clarity. But it is just another form. It is an example to others of what could be. But with all form, it is not the truth. It may be an expression of it, but it is not the truth. You express this with the desire to show others that they too have this connection, but express it in their own way. And you demonstrate it by not doing it yourself, by standing to the side and let this happen. It is not you, do not claim it as you. Let it be as it will be. And let the truth be shown and told to others. There is much potential, but if you sit within the potential and believe and follow and expect, it will never arrive. If you sit back to one side and just enjoy the ride, you will arrive in every moment, because there's no expectation of a destiny, of a journey's end, of a location where you must be. It will come, but then it will be taken away from you. And you will say, I have lost. But that will not be true. You cannot lose anything you do not own. Do not own this. And then you'll realize that there is no loss. And when it is taken away, it is not because you have lost. It is because you have gained. And at that point you will know where the form, the visions, the masks, as you say, are no longer required. And then, at that point, you will know the truth. You will embody the truth. And you will be able to show others the way. This is not a small journey for a small person. You have chosen to witness the life with all the ups and downs, trials and tribulations of someone that will guide others in no small way. The journey in front of you is up and down. But the inner nature, the truth, is only moving in an upwards direction. An upwards direction which will link you to the great unknown. For you to embody that truth. And it comes with both a dark cave and a white light. Which do you believe in? That will be your test later. You've already been practicing this test, but maybe not known of that description. Do not minimize your ability to heal with both words and energy. You will see the benefit of that later. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Ignatius.
Is there another comment?
Yes, we have a question from Donna. Let me ask this for her. She says, when meditating, a spirit stroked her hand, and she was wondering how can they feel solid physical when they're not?
It is an impression on the mind. Often, people can feel sensations on hands, hair, shoulders, etc. There is not the physical touch. It is an impression onto the mind. One mind impressing on another. So that touch can be felt in a certain location. You must honor that. You must express that internally and externally. I felt this. So the impression is known to be fully received. The touch and connection can be in other places of your body as well, of course. It can be felt internally. It can be felt externally. It can be felt that there is just a build-up of energy. It can be felt during your times of most relaxation. In order to make the greatest impression on the physical body, the mind must be perceptive and not caught up in the restrictions that are given through thought. If your mind is troubled, you have less chance of feeling the connection unless you have trained yourself for it. If you remember my opening words and the struggle of connection that we had, this is a perfect example in demonstration. Remember, the mind was difficult and was attaching to thought and needed to be coerced into silence for the connection of ourselves to be felt. It is the same both with you and all. My dear, you have a gift. You have a gift that you do not allow yourself to fully accept and to be. It is the fear of that gift that is with you. Let yourself be with it. Let yourself use it. Let yourself feel the connection and express it. Take some time with the connection as true, not the connection as I wonder if. And then you will place your attention on that build-up of energy, of that connection of minds. And then the intensity can improve. Some time ago, there was a talk that was given which said, don't have doubt, just doubt your doubt. The meaning of this was, it is natural for many people to think, I wonder if I can do this. I wonder if I am spirit. I wonder if spirit will turn up tonight. I wonder if I can. It is that that causes the block rather than the belief first that I can, and these are just vagaries of the mind. When the mind then gains all this belief in fear and untruth, then the mind has lost the spiritual connection. It believes in the illusion and not in the truth. It becomes crusty, it becomes difficult to penetrate, it becomes hard work to work with and through. But in the scheme of things, it is but a thin membrane. So you believe in the doubt, or you believe in the truth, and let the doubt just travel through you. And know that it is just an instant thought, a trail of energy that the egoic mind desires. The ego creates the doubt, the fear, the uncertainty. As one more step, when you step into spirit, the ego has to disappear. You either sit in truth or illusion, so honor the truth. And the illusion can minimize. There are many that claim themselves to be spiritual teachers or masters, those which guide others, those which teach others, but their ego is fully attached. Always seek those which express their truth outside of their spiritual teaching. Look for the fruit and not the tree. Those caught up in egotism may aid slightly, but know there is always an agenda. Take what is required. But if you chew the bark, it will not be satisfactory. So Donna, my dear, listen to the desires within your heart and know that you are already there. Feel the connection of two minds, which will give you a touch or a stroke or a sensation. You already have the gift. Stop thinking you do not, and express that gift in truth. And then you'll believe that it has been waiting for you all along. You've just kept it on pause. Express your truth. Is there another question?
Yes, we have a question from Lindsay. Lindsay, would you like to ask your question?
The Lady of
Sure,
Grace.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Hmm.
Okay, and I wanted to ask about during my awakening at the very beginning, since I awakened about 5 years, I've always had a taste of energy, or be able to taste energy or taste spirit. So I'm not too sure what this is, I guess, the process of what's happening. And it's more like tasting like burnt wood, or it's tasting like sulfur, or tasting sweet. I'm just wondering if this is a way of spirit connecting with me, or how do I understand this? Thank you.
A lot of could be gained by re-listening to the previous conversation for Donna. However, the connection can come through in many different ways. For some, of course, it is with visions, others with feelings, others with, in this case, taste. Taste, of course, is just but one expression of the way the mind and the spirit experience the world. It is the senses, of course, which are within the mind, but are the link to spirit. It is like a bridge, if you wish. And of course, the senses work both ways. We experience the world through your senses. And then we experience the way you view the world through your senses. And we pass back information through the sense which is most prevalent for us. If you wish this to change, then please make that known. Otherwise, use this to your best ability. For some, there can be the build-up of ectoplasm within their voice box, forgive me. It happens deep within the throat, and this can build up in sensation to cause another voice, another sensation. If you look towards the beginning of my mediumships, my medium's development, you would notice coughs. And also there are others which this is beginning to occur for. Once it occurs, a personality can become prevalent. Just be conscious of its exposure to light, as this would cause pain within the body, particularly the mouth. Now, in your case, you will find this is a natural part of the process. Accept it. Let it work the way it's meant to work. It will evolve and it will change. If you would like to use this as a prominent way of delivering and receiving messages, then I would ask you to use it. My dear, you would know, I believe, that you are an expression of peace. Now, you would think not, because your life is chaotic, isn't it? And your mind is chaotic. And that physical sitting where you live is also chaotic. Am I correct?
You are correct, definitely.
And you will see that there is chaos around you. Within, let us say, within the physical world and also within your mental world. What better way to know peace? To know that around you can be in the biggest amount of chaos you could think of. And yet when you sit with your own spirit, there is a feeling of peace, a feeling of joy of connection, a feeling of harmony, a feeling that I can deal with this. Your external world, you will not be able to cope with your chaos, but your internal world gives you the balance of peace. Which one do you want to sit in is up to you. I cannot give you a recommendation, but neither do I need to. During your times of chaos with your children and your life, keep a little bit of yourself on the peace. And you'll deal with your situations with grace, because it is grace that you have been practicing. And you may not fully realize and accept this, but stand back from your life. Stand back from your connection. Stand back from the chaos that you see and see if it is there or not. And then you will know.
Thank you. I'll do that.
Thank you. Is there another question?
As a matter of fact, I do. This is from Jody. Jody. All right, let me just ask her a question for you. I have a very hard time knowing if it is time to let go of what no longer serves me, or if it is another lesson to learn more and grow and overcome it by sticking with it. I almost think that I need to follow everything through, always thinking that letting go is actually ego instead of the path of least resistance.
In essence, the question is, what is spiritual and what is not? Now, a spiritual path, people think, is full of light and joy and love and everything being okay. A spiritual path, though, is dealing with what obstacles you face and bringing the presence of spirit to it. In many people's cases, this could be the feeling of love and joy, or peace, let us say. Often people say the obstacle in front of them is in the way of my spiritual progress, and I need to let go of it. In this case, the obstacles that are in your way are your way. What are you bringing to this situation? What are you bringing to it? Are you bringing peace, or are you bringing, let us say, chaos? Are you embodying the truth, or are you promoting the illusion? Are you feeling the love that is within you, or are you adding to the fear? You can be on a spiritual path in the middle of a war zone. Not all spiritual paths are alone in a cave. Separate yourself, stand to one side, see the incident, feel the connection of spirit within your heart, embody within you the feeling of peace, and then do what needs to be done. A spiritual path is not doing nothing or having the ability to sit in the cave and just bask in love. A spiritual path is how much light do you bring into the world? So when your life is full of chaos and full of drama and full of problems, and people say, I should not be here, this is your opportunity to express your true nature. This is your opportunity to show to the world you are love. You are true. So you associate either with the drama or with the light. Which one are you, the drama or the light, the dark or the light? If you shine the light, of course, the darkness has to crumble. Be the light, be the peace, and then whether you have this fault or problem or incident in front of you, it does not matter. So you can face then the greatest of challenges. But if you embody the light, it is always done with truth, no matter how difficult that is. So your question, how do I know that it is light that I am embodying and not my ego saying, I am light? Within you will be the feeling in you that what I am about to do is correct. The ego always comes with a feeling of gain, a feeling of one, what is it for me, which of course is separation. Whereas spirit come with a feeling that this is all okay, a feeling of unity. Trust what needs to be done and do it, but do it after embodying the light. And know then that the light pulled you forward and asked you to act. Spiritual life is not no action. It's just the arising of action from the light. I hope that answers your question. Do we have time for one more question?
You have taken all of our questions for today, Ignatius. We thank you.
Well, we are now going into 2 weeks of a break for my media. When we return, we'll have a defined topic for you to follow. So we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Until then, embody the light. Or if you prefer, may peace be within your heart. God bless you all.